Hi guys, it's me, Bev here. Welcome to the Training Times first podcast of the year. My guest today is none other than the continent's current fittest male athlete in 2023, Conrad Winnertz. Conrad, welcome.
Thanks, man.
Did I say your last name right?
No, but it's okay. We trained it, we practiced it, so however you say it now, it's cool. It's
Perfect, man.
But yeah, it's good.
Perfect, good. We're just going to start, I'm just going to lay out some stuff here. Conrad finished first last year at the semi-final event at the Renegade Games.
Seventh last year.
Seventh?
Yeah.
Last year.
Last year.
Remember, last year was
second,
2023.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was second last year.
Yeah, I finished second last year at the Renegade Games. Conrad's been doing CrossFit for about, am I right to say, 7 years?
Yeah, give or take seven now.
7 now.
Yeah, I started when I was 16 in August.
Yeah.
So that was 2016.
Just give us a little, just give me a bit of a background where, like, how did you get into CrossFit? How did you find out about CrossFit?
It was actually through my dad. I was, like all of the Afrikaans Sinkies. Yeah. We play rugby, so you go to high school. I went to the hostel at PHS in Polokwane.
Yeah.
And rugby was a big thing at the school. So I played rugby. Didn't really want to do anything else. And then my dad saw like YouTube clips and stuff of CrossFit. And I think at that time ESPN was still showing on DSTV, and they showed like the CrossFit Games. And
I remember at the ranch.
Yeah. Yeah. So he found out that there was actually the gym that we have at the school was a CrossFit gym as well. So they also did CrossFit classes. And then my dad said I must start attending these classes, and I was like, okay, yeah, but I'm playing rugby. What about rugby practice? And he was like, just go do it like twice a week, and then you can do the rugby. And I was like, okay, and I did it, and the more and more I went, the more and more I liked it. So eventually I left rugby in grade 11. I left it and I started just doing CrossFit.
Focusing entirely on
CrossFit. So just focus on CrossFit, doing CrossFit.
So how was your training like during that time? Were you just attending classes? Or
so I was attending classes, and then like after, I think, 6-7 months, I didn't want to do the classes anymore because I wanted to like go and compete and do competitions. And I knew if I do just classes, that's not enough, man. You'll get somewhere, but you're not going to get to the top. You're not going to win the competition. So I kind of stepped away, and I asked the owner, like, can I come in my free time? And he was willing and made the gym open to me. And so I did my own thing and, played around with programs, played around with some stuff, did more than the class. At that stage, it was just like training volume. I wasn't training like a structured training. I was just training volume, but because you didn't know what you were doing. So you're just like hitting as much workout as you can, doing as much workout as you can in a day, in 2 hours, and then go home.
Perfect. So in 2022, it was, if I'm not mistaken, the first time I'd seen of you. You finished 7th at the semi-final. Yeah. Then you finished 2nd, and now
last year 2nd.
Second. What do you think has been behind the success that you're now showing and the consistency? What do you think is behind that, like that continuous success to which is now?
Yeah, I would say trial and error, man. Like, I've bumped my head so many times with not just training. Even before before my first semi-final in 2021, where I got 7th, I learned a valuable thing from that as well, because I was overtraining for that competition as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't have a coach. When we talked about leaving the class, I didn't have a coach. So what I did was I went to Google, I Googled the stuff that I wanted to know. I Googled programs. My dad helped me. So he helped me search, and try and structure some stuff and try and build a program and try this. If it didn't work, we try this. If that didn't work, we tried something else. And then we did that. So 2020 was the first time I actually just like in 2019, beginning 2020 was the first time I actually got into a really structured program, which I was not like completely programming myself or figuring out by myself. And that was the MAME athlete.
Yes.
So I did MAME athlete and then did that and then actually qualified for the semis. Also continued MAME athlete, the normal compete program.
Yes.
Did that. And then now, after this year's semis, I decided, okay, maybe it's, I'm starting to do really good now. So it's time to like invest more, maybe get a coach, started looking at coach. And then as we were thinking that and discussing, MAME brought out this, they call it MAME performance coaching.
Yes.
So they you pay a bit more and then they assign a coach to you. Okay. So we went ahead and did that. Which is a big move, because you're moving from something that and because I was also like adjusting the MAME athlete a little bit to things I thought should
something more suited to
but more suited to me, but their
yes.
program structure and overall is really good. Like it's good and but we can tweak it if you know how to. You can tweak it a little bit. So now from the semifinals, about 3 months after that in August last year.
Yes.
August plus minus. I started with my new coach, Michael McElroy.
Okay, is that from MAME Performance?
Yeah, so it's from them.
Okay, so would you advise for someone, let's say someone like me, right? I follow Mayhem programming. Yeah. Would you advise when I feel like I get to a certain point, would you advise should rather get a coach that deals with them personally, or just carry on doing the normal?
Yeah, so it depends on what your goals are, what you want to do.
Yes.
But like I say, rule of thumb always is the best way is to get a coach, in person.
Yes.
Because if you get a coach like online, they can say they have all of these credentials, blah, 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 but you don't know him. You don't see him.
Yeah.
So unless it's from like a really good source or well-known company and which you trust or build a trusting relationship with, I would not suddenly go on and get a coach online. I'd rather get one at your gym or something like that. But they do help a lot with versus normal just written programs, universal programs to accelerate your fitness and stuff like that.
Yeah. So basically, Michael McElroy, this is your performance coach. So you'd accredit part of your success at semi-final level due to his coaching.
So not yet, because I started with him after last year's semi-final.
Oh, okay.
So it's a big change. So we'll see how things play out now. It's definitely, there's some stuff that's still the same, that's what I'm used to what we usually do, but there's a lot of stuff that's also different from the normal.
Yes.
But I assume also that's like his style of coaching. But I feel for me now as an athlete, I just have to like go with the process, trust the coach for now, because I got him into my life, into the mix, because I'm busy, so there's not always time to go sit down and plan. I need to change this, do this here, do this here, because I'm doing stuff for other people as well. So
how different was the semi-final in Cape Town to the one in Joburg for you, in terms of performance, of course?
Performance, I would actually say last year I died more on the floor. It was bad. No, and even the people watching the YouTube live stream when I got back in Port, they was like, you were dying. I was like, it was very hard, man.
Yeah.
But the setup in the arrangements and stuff like that, especially the judging, was so much better. It was really good.
The one up in Joburg.
Yeah, it was good. And I also think most of the competitive athletes come from Joburg, so it needs to be in Gauteng. So it's just easier for everybody to. And I think Rebel is also set up in.
Yes, Rebel is set up in Joburg. Yes, but they help out a lot of comps as well, which is very good. They play a big role within the community as a whole. What do you think from a stand of like CrossFit, CrossFit in Africa? What do you think CrossFit in Africa can do more for the athletes?
You mean like in terms of companies sponsoring or something?
In terms of helping out the athletes to go, basically give them a better pathway onto the games and helping build the sport basically on the continent here.
So that's also a difficult question, I feel like, because I feel like each gym, well, from what I've seen now, because you know most of my training I do anyways on the farm in holidays, so it's not a fixed gym, and when I'm at the gym it's at NBD in Potch, but we have our own little community there. But I assume it's like that as well in here in Gauteng. It's like it's a CrossFit gym and they have their own community, and some of them don't really like mix with the other gyms. So I think we must start by, you know, getting maybe make a thing of it like that. Some gyms start to actually mix with other gyms in the area, even if it's just a Saturday. You know, go and do a workout with them, even if it's just 5 of your gym's athletes type of deal. You know, because otherwise I feel like the people are competing against each other. You know, clashing heads constantly. So I think we must just start at that level. You know, create more friendly environments, and then build it up to the athletes. Because I see that as a CrossFit athlete or semi-final level athlete and the whole community as two total different ends of a spectrum. It's not they see everything different. They see the open different, quarterfinals different. They see last man standing competition different than the whole community at the gym. You know.
Do you get a lot of support from your community?
Yeah, so I have a lot of friends at my gym, and also it's a really new gym now. I think it's a year and a half, almost 2 years now, old. So, but what I like about our gym is the owner. The owner is the 2 owners, Lut and Larissa. They're married. They're very open, especially to me and my training partner, their peer, and to come and do what we like when we like, as long as we just don't disturb the classes, you know. But we have our normal arrangement. If the class is too full, you can come in at another time, do your thing, and go out, because they know for us. I mean, when we're in full training, you're going to spend 4 hours at the gym a day. And me, I'm still a full-time student. So if you have 4 or 5 classes, and those classes are not scheduled back-to-back, they're scheduled throughout the day. So you're running to class, quickly running to the gym, go do a workout, run back to class.
How do you balance? How do you find a balance with trying to be a full-time CrossFit athlete and being part-time? You're studying part-time, right?
No, I'm studying full-time.
Full-time?
Yeah.
How do you balance all of that? Because that must be a lot.
So some people will maybe say, you're a student, you have a lot of time in your hands. But like, the thing is if you take a day, you know, if I'm training 4 hours a day and I have 4 classes a day, that's another 4 hours. So that's 8 hours already from your day. Then you haven't cooked, you haven't eaten, you haven't prepped meals or anything. And also besides that, I'm trying to, you know, create my own thing with online programming business as well. So I'm doing that also on the side. To be honest, last year it was a big surprise for me, that placing. I honestly went to semifinals and hoping I reached like 7th that I did in 2021, or if I hit 7th or anything above that, me and my dad, we said that's like, okay, that's good. We'll be happy.
So you went in with that expectation?
Yeah,
we went in. Top 10.
We went in with that because I was running around, rushing to bed every night, study, rush to bed. I was still, I'm laughing now back at it now because I can't really answer that question because I don't know how we did it. By grace, I think, personally. But I was still writing an online test during the semifinals. We did day one, and then that night I went and quickly wrote an online test, the Fundi test. And then I went to bed, and then we competed.
So you did,
again,
I think, how many
next
events?
day.
I think there were 2 events. One event, right?
On the first
Friday,
day.
On the first day.
On the first day, I think there were 2 or 3.
There were 2 events. So you did the 2 events, then straight after that same day, you had a test.
Yeah. So luckily, the Fundi test, they give you like a period.
A period, yeah.
Yeah. So this one I had like 8 hours. So
Yes.
8 hours or something. I don't know if it was 8 hours one or like a 1 day, 24-hour period one. But yeah, it opened I think it opened on when we were doing event 2.
Yes.
So I had the whole night to quickly go and.
Do you think it's
test.
possible in this country to do CrossFit full time? Like, I don't know how, I'm not really, like, you know how in the States, some of the athletes, well, the top, let's say the top, the top 1% of the athletes, they practically train full time. They've got sponsors, they've got a lot of stuff going for them. Do you think it's possible in the country or on the continent to train to become a basically full-time CrossFit athlete?
It's going to be difficult, man.
Yes.
You know, if we're going to, like, talking honest now, I don't think at this stage it's going to be possible. Just because of sponsorships, personally. I mean, in the US, if you check out the guys that are doing it full time, they have more than one sponsor, and the sponsors are sponsoring like well. It's not like giving something here and there. I think most of those guys get something from all of their sponsors every month, and it's not like, let's say, one T-shirt is like 4 or 5 T-shirts. So if we can get, but I think it's engagement in South Africa. If we look at the engagement overseas as well, they have a lot more engagement than us. So if we can maybe get the engagement into CrossFit up and get that higher, maybe we will be able to get more, bigger companies to sponsor it. And once there's more sponsors for the guys at the top doing well, if they can bag a few of these, I think it will be possibly we can look at something like that. But now we all have to work and train.
I get it.
We'll have to work.
So now, so with that being said, right, like the financial implications of your pathway to, basically open, we all know this. So open, quarterfinals, then semifinals, then it's ultimately the games. Like what financial difficulties do you go through? Because you essentially paying your way up all the time to basically
to compete.
Yes, to compete basically.
I hope like before the podcast and stuff. We talked about the newer young guys, including me. In the top 30 just last year. Off the top of my head, I can think of 4 or 5 guys that are below 25. That's already placed, I think, 15th place and up to number 1. With Darren was 4th last year, right?
Yes, Darren.
So
if I'm not mistaken,
with me moving to first, so I was first below 25, and he's also below 25. So 2 of the guys already on the podium last year was below 25, and then James, I think James came 7th.
Yes. Great athlete as well.
Yeah, so top 10. So, I think for the future it looks good. So if we can lift, because I think the placings they give for Africa, the only one spot that goes. So the only one spot that goes, I think, as soon as they see like the level is maybe increasing. And the age group that is in that top, I don't know how many percent are the top 30 in Africa, but see that percentage increase, maybe we will get one more spot. At least that 2 people can go to the games. So I think when that happens as well, it will open up more opportunities for the guys that's competing.
So with that being said, do you compete occasionally on the regional circuit? All these comps that are around.
So like when you talked about the financial In registration fees for the semis, for only once for you hoping you get your first place. So I think it was $10 for the open last year.
Yes.
$10, then $50 for quarters.
For quarters, yes.
And then I can't remember the amount of dollars, but I think we paid about 5,000 rand.
Yes.
Just to go and do semis.
Just to go do semis, yeah.
And then I saw, I think it was $500 when they wanted me to register to go to the games.
Yes,
So-
about that.
So
Yeah.
500. So if we just calculate the amount that you're going to pay in registration fees, that's a lot, man. That's
Yeah.
without the games, you're already, I think, almost on 7 to 10,000 rand.
10,000 rand.
And then you haven't booked like a guest house to come and stay for the semis. You haven't. For me, that doesn't live in Gauteng. We come and live in a guest house.
Yes.
We haven't paid petrol.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't paid food.
It's a lot.
it's a lot of money just to come and have fun and die with all of the other guys.
Yes. What do you think the community can do to basically try help grow the sport and try hopefully alleviate some of that financial stress or burden that all these athletes have?
So I think like we talked about the community, we can start with the gym that you're at. You know, small fundraisers, you can start with your gym. But you know, if the athlete, let's say, makes the effort to you know, ask the gym to do a fundraiser, and the gym makes an effort to like use their social media and the people that they know to spread the word, you know, that maybe this guy, he needs a little bit of help to go and do this.
Yes.
And the people see this and they actually support it, that will make a massive difference already, you know, because I mean, we always see on social media something, okay, this guy is doing a fundraiser,
Yes.
but how many of us go and clicks and actually like donate just 50 rand or something like that?
Yes.
You know? I mean, like if you can think if 50 people just donate 50 rand, I mean,
that's a lot. It goes a long way.
Yeah, it goes for that guy. It will mean the world. And I think I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of the guys.
Yes.
I know of Ruan Conradi. I think he held a fundraiser for his Egypt
Two Rivers,
last year, and then I think Ruan that Potgieter also.
Yes.
I think I don't know if he did a fundraiser this year for his Egypt, but I think he did last year.
Yeah, he did last year.
You know, and I'm doing one this year for mine, but you know, I haven't done one ever, and I feel like it opened my eyes. You know, that there goes a lot of effort into like organizing and getting people to actually come to your fundraiser. So I have a lot more respect for people doing stuff like that. Yes. So I think if everybody if you see something like that, you know, and you're doing CrossFit, just give that guy $50.
$50.
Yeah,
it's going to go a long way.
It will help him a lot.
Yeah. So right now, you're currently training for in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Is it in Abu Dhabi?
So yeah, it's in Fujare.
Yes.
Which is part of the UAE. It's about an hour's drive from Dubai.
From Dubai.
Yeah.
Okay. How's your preparation been leading up to this?
Yeah, it's good. So, like we said, it's gonna be my first test after my rehab and stuff after the semis.
Yes.
It's gonna be my first comp with the new coach. So we'll see how that goes. But I feel good.
Yeah.
It's nice to be back into normal training and not doing rehab because rehab's not fun, man. It's hard and it's time consuming and it's a mental. That was more mental for me than the workout that we did today.
Yeah. Oh no, that workout was horrible for me. Okay, just on that, there was an incident that happened with Jason Smith. Then you obviously got the invitation to go to the games. What happened with that situation? Why couldn't you basically make it to the games?
I got that invitation like 1 week before, prior to the games.
Yes.
And at that stage, I already started with my rehab.
Rehab, yes.
Yeah, so directly after the semis, it was actually like a prolonged injury from the previous year semis. When we finished that comp, I felt like, my knee is kind of sore after this more than usual. But you know, we're always sore. We do CrossFit, so you're always there's something not lekker So I was like, okay, we just push through that, do my regular things, go to the Cairo, you know, go get your massages, stuff like that, do your ice baths. And we did, leading up to last year's semis, I felt my knee like, sure, this thing is really flaming up now. And I was like, well, I cannot, but the load, the amounts of volume I was doing as well, and the busyness during the day, always walking up the stairs, blah, 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 because stuff like that. Coaching classes, so I was on my feet a lot, so I was like, okay, this probably from all of this walking and extra activity.
Yes.
Because I could still, if I warmed up good, like it was fine. If it was warmed up good,
you could move.
Yeah, I could move. I could do wobbles, squat, lean, anything like that.
But as soon as
after mobility and when, especially at night, I felt like when you get cold, you know, like, oof, okay, this is not. Maybe I'm just getting old or something. I don't know.
That's painful.
Yeah, you know. And I did semis. And a day after the semis, I told my dad, listen, I think I have to go let this thing get checked out or something. I don't think, I know my body, I know how it reacts, I know how it reacts after a competition, I know how it reacts if I did a really hard session. And it was just hurting, it wasn't muscle pain, I was sure of it. So I went back to Poch, talked with Larissa, she sent me to get an ultrasound.
Yes.
So we did the ultrasound and the results came back and they said I had a partial patella tendon tear.
Oh, yes.
So I had a tear here in the tendon. I had a Baker cyst because of the tear that was not tended to. Yes. So then like fork or something, I'm not sure how but anyways, fork builds up behind the knee.
Yes.
And because of the compensation, because it's sore, so you compensate.
Yeah, you compensate
because of the compensation, I got medial meniscus wear and tear as well. Oh. So both of those three things, and then it was totally inflamed.
And you couldn't, so you couldn't go.
And then, and I mean, I already got second, so I was like, okay, we can, if I want to compete again, there was the option, like, but we didn't know at this stage, but there was the option, like, if I wanted to keep, because the options that I had at that stage was, okay, do I stop everything now?
Yes.
And just attend to this?
Yeah.
Or do we go with the second option, which is do some rehab and stuff and try and keep the amount of training volume that you are doing so that you don't lose time? And we were like, okay, I'm a second anyways, and we know Jason's gonna accept the invite. Anyways, like he said, it was his last year, so I stopped everything, stopped CrossFit, stopped everything, and we just did rehab for 3 months. So
how did that make you feel? Like
that was
potentially making you miss out on.
Yeah, it was nice in the beginning.
Yes.
Like the first month was good. Because it was like I had so much more time on my hands. Just go into rehab 2 to 3 times a week, do that, and then on your own you do some machines and stuff. You know, you're not dying in the workouts anymore. It was fun, and then after like a month passed, and the rest of my body was I started to get like agitated. Yeah. Like, okay, now you need to
do something.
I need to go and do something else now. I cannot
lift something heavy.
Yeah, lift something heavy. Cannot go like this on, and I had to bear it out for two more months. Luckily I could like punish my upper body and stuff with weight, but like lower body, anything like for squatting was a no-go. Anything weighted that puts like weight or can cause an impact on your knees was a no-go. So you were like isolated from the waist down. But you can do stuff.
Did you get this niggle? Did you feel this niggle while competing at the semifinals? Nothing.
No. Like I think I don't know how to describe it, but you get sore in a competition, but you're so focused on what you're doing and trying to just finish the workout, so you don't think of these things. So I didn't even at night I didn't feel it. really, because the recovery routine directly after the work and stuff was like on point. So the worst pain came the day after. Yeah, when everything, well, when all the adrenaline went away and you were calm and back at your house and relaxed. And then it was like it's like yo.
Tell me, now I don't think I've never competed individually. Like you competing individually against 30 of the best, basically on the continent. 30 of the best male athletes on the continent. What mental preparation do you have to go to be on that floor, going up against all this fit individuals? I know you get nervous, right? We all get nervous.
Yeah, I get nervous, but the thing is, I try not to focus on the other guys. Yeah, when I'm competing, no matter which competition it is, I try my best not to focus on them, see where they are, because what they do is not in my control. But what I do and how I approach the thing is in my control. So all of us get nervous there at the starting line, but as soon as you did 1 or 2 reps, that's out of the window. Yeah, you forget, that's out of the window. You just go and try and implement your game plan.
Yeah, I would get nervous, man.
My first, actually, for some of my first comps, I remember like you get so nervous that you want to throw up even before you died in the workout.
Yeah, because everyone else, it's even worse because I think I do a lot of team comps. So if me and my teammate are like this far behind and everyone else is like this far ahead, like there's just a mental, like you just get discouraged of like, oh man, all these guys are going, this
fast.
Yeah, this fast, and we still here. It's just very discouraging,
Yeah. So with that, but that I see that as also as like a learning. I think you should take that as learning. Because if you need to get that feeling to know if you're going to get a feeling to, do I want to win this guy the next year, type of deal. If you see, okay, he's smashing me, is the feeling coming that comes to mind is like, okay, he's smashing me now, but I want to smash him next year, type of thing, or not smash him, but win him.
Yes.
Or am I going to be down and mope about this now for the weeks to come?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the mental things that I do when going into competition, I think it's how you interpret it.
Yes.
I try to interpret as much of the things and like stimulus that I get as positive.
Yeah.
And try to throw out the things that are not in my control.
Okay.
I try to throw that, not think of it, try my best not to focus on that and just focus on the basic things. Yeah. Basics.
Yeah, it's very, doing this like at a certain level, at your level, it's very mental. I'm not going to lie to you. When we were training, right, I think I was on the rower. I just didn't want to do anything else. I was so my thing is, it's like I never want to get to that point where, like that dark place, where everything hurts. I'm so scared to get to like that threshold where as soon as I get close to there, I just, I take longer breaks. Yes, that's why you saw I was taking longer breaks.
Yeah, I was shouting. I remember that because I was shouting at you like while I was like, you need to move, man.
It's just. Well, like, what advice would you give someone like me or other people out there that struggle mentally to get to that place? And like, what advice would you give them to get over that hurdle?
So actually, I had when I just started CrossFit, I think this could maybe be a good example. Was I hated thrusters. Like that was my worst. I hated it. I wasn't bad at it, but I didn't like it just because of this that you're talking about. It took me every time I did it, no matter if I did 20 reps at 40 kgs and if I did 20 reps at 60 kgs, it took me to the quickest to that dark place where you want to put it down because
It's too
I'm
heavy.
sore, I cannot press it anymore, I cannot breathe, like
Yeah.
everything is just spiraling down.
Yeah.
So what I did was I took out 2 weeks
Okay.
and I did thrusters 3 times a week. But like different variations, so a different
Okay.
amount of reps and at a different amount of weight, like the
Yes.
weight also varied.
Okay.
And I did one session that was really high intensity and one that was really heavy.
Okay.
And on the heavy one, I tried to like control my breathing.
Yes.
And on the fast one, I just tried to bury myself. Like
Yeah.
I shooted to try and achieve that dark place. And when I was there, I just tried
Stay
to
there.
hang on
Stay
as
there.
long as I can. And so because I think that's a bit of fear as well that plays
Yes,
a
yes,
role
yeah.
there. So I knew that it was a fear. So for me, the way to overcome that fear with the thrusters was to just do it more often. And when I'm doing it, I prepare myself, even if I have to sit 20 minutes at eat my oats 20 minutes longer that morning and just thinking of it,
Yes.
eat my oats 20 minutes and then go to the gym and
just bury yourself.
yeah, just bury yourself to, because, and after 2 weeks, I was like, the third week,
Yeah.
I was like, when I was standing up and I knew how to do thrusters today, it was like, I don't have that fear anymore. I know that's how it's going to feel.
Yes.
I know I'm not going to be dead afterwards. I know the amount of lactic that builds up. So that it took away that fear. And I was like, in week 3, I did thrusters one more time and then I left it. Yeah, comfortable. I did a high intensity workout in the 3rd week once and I was like, okay, this is over. Now we can go to do something else.
How much do you weigh now?
I don't know. I think I weigh 84.
84.
Yeah, 84, 83, plus, minus.
I'm 86 right now. So, but I struggle. So one thing I struggle, like I think most people know this. I struggle with nutrition. Like,
Yeah.
I'm bad. Like, how big does nutrition play a role, like in your performance?
So, I don't diet throughout the year.
You don't diet?
No, I don't do that. I mean,
I also don't
we
diet.
burn.
That's all.
Yeah, we do CrossFit. We need to diet. We can eat ice cream, and if you do if you do CrossFit, you can eat ice cream really because we burn so much.
Yeah, so many.
We burn
calories.
so many calories, but so during the year, I try to just eat enough for the amount of training that I'm doing in a day.
Yes.
But I try to keep it clean.
Yes.
I know we joked about the ice cream now, but I don't like eat ice cream every day or something like that. But if I want to go and eat ice cream, if I feel like it, I will go and I'll get myself some ice cream and I'll eat it. Because throughout the year, I don't think it plays as a big of a role. You cannot stick to a strict diet for 12 months.
Okay.
I personally think that's impossible unless you have like a good nutritionist that gives you this lovely meals and they switch it up every week, but that's going to cost you a lot of money.
So I've got the Open now in Pretoria Throwdown. Can I still drink beer?
Yeah. Yeah. After that, you can.
Because I've stopped thinking, hey, listen.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. Like I said, throughout the year, I know plus minus what to eat. I keep it healthy. I do eat my vegetables and blah blah blah, but I tend to lean more towards starch just because of the amount of carbs. Stay with clean protein. I like steaks, like chicken, stuff like that. But about 2 to 3 months before I comp, then usually I get onto like RP strength.
Yes.
And then they do your macros and stuff like that. So then I start zoning it into more specific meals. And even by doing that, they don't tell me to like eat broccoli. Because just of the volume that you're doing. It's not, we're not doing bodybuilding. We're burning a lot of calories. But, for your everyday guys that goes to the gym and do want to eat healthy. Yes, then you maybe cut down on your starch and stuff like that. Look at your plate more from a healthy perspective. Get your vegetables in. So Yeah, I'm not a nutritionist, so I cannot tell you exactly like eat this amount. I know
Okay.
like for me what
Yes.
what works, what doesn't work.
Just to
But for your comp,
yeah, should I-
don't maybe drink beer for like 2 weeks before that. But after when it's finished, you can
Okay,
have a beer. Yeah,
just
you
to
can focus on eating more.
just to end things off. What plans? What big comps or what can we expect from you this year, 2024?
Yeah, so 2024, we're gonna approach it like same as last year. We're
Yes.
not gonna expect anything big placings or anything like that. Just because we made a switch to the coach,
Yes.
so we'll need CrossFit is a time game, so I need time to get used to him, and he still needs time to get used to me and build something better forward, and see actually if it works. Because
Yes.
I personally don't think 3 to 6 months is enough with a coach.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm going to do UAE Storm Games now
Yes.
in Fujare, January 20 and 21. Semis, depending on, because I'm doing my honors now, I'll have to see what the PEC has scheduled.
Yes.
Because studies, of course, same as last year, studies comes first.
Come first. Yes.
You need to pass all of those modules.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we do semis, but it's definitely on the list. I'm training for the semis, and I hope that the schedule works out. And then I'm probably going to look at doing something again, definitely at the end of the year. We'll see how things
Yes. Pan out.
pan out. I'm looking at there's a nice one. They call it Madrid Championships.
Yes, that's a nice comp. Yeah.
Yeah, so a big one as well. A lot of big names there. So maybe I'll try and qualify for that one as well. So that's what I have in mind now. But really, I'll go like what shows up. If the opportunity and the timing is good, I'll probably hit something like that as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Whichever one it is.
Yeah, whichever one
sure.
works well, or
Yeah.
that comes to.
No, we'll be
comes
there.
on the board.
We'll be there watching and supporting. I just want to thank you for this opportunity here today and the training session earlier.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We start off
Just
with
again. Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.